G'day and welcome back to another tree styler video. This is part 2 of the bathtub bonsai series for the tree styler. Here's a little recap if you haven't watched episode 1, but please go back and watch episode 1 so you can get an understanding of where these trees come from. Not every day you get a bonsai from a bathtub, so please make sure you go back and watch part 1. Just a reminder, this is part 2. Well, we made it back home, didn't do too much damage in the drive. There is a little bit there, another one here, but those branches, they're going to come off at some stage. The main part I'm interested in is the trunk. It's got a lot of good natural movement, so it just goes to show you how big this is now that's out of the bathtub. It's in my wheelbarrow and up against the garage door, so it's taller than me. I'm 6 foot. It's taller than me, so now I've just got to find a tray or something big enough to put it in for a few months, probably 4 or 5 months before I can get it out. I think I've got one in mind. There's my pot. Just went and got it. It's pretty big. I'm gonna have to take a little bit of the root ball off because it's that into that. This part here could fit, but yeah, there's way too much. I didn't really want to touch the roots today, but I'm gonna have to put it in this big monster. Look at the size of it, like a swimming pool. All right, I've got to trim some roots. Ow! All right, we've got trusty tools. We've got a, it's hard to see on the video, but there's this part here that is probably going to be the best for the root ball. I'm going to trim up around there, put it in the pot. I won't bore you with it. There's plenty more interesting things to do than watch me trim up some roots, so I'll leave it at that for the moment. Yeah. The next step is done. I got it into the pot. Didn't really have to take a lot away from the soil. It kind of just folded upon itself. I've added just some wire to hold it into place because it was very wobbly, and the problem is the wind gets hold of it and just pushes it over. Yeah, that's how it sits in the pot. Now that trunk just, yeah, it's just got some interest to it. See, yeah, that's probably, there's a few different ways it can go, but it's definitely going to be laying down on its side. Have to clean up these roots at some stage, but I'm quite happy to leave it in the pot in amongst its own soil. It's actually got some fertilizer still in it, must have been from the nursery. I'll leave that in there. I won't do too much to it. It's not the right time. Come spring, I'll give it a root clean. I'm not even going to take any off the top because it was growing in a bathtub, so this will probably actually have better drainage than the bathtub. Still not the best, but yeah, so I'm going to leave the top as is to keep it healthy and let it just settle in the pot. Come spring, I'll do another video, an update to bring it back into a much smaller tree. No idea where it's going to go in the future just yet. Just going to keep it healthy and let it grow. G'day and welcome back to an update. Just working on the next steps for this xylosma, the bathtub tree. Just working out which branches to keep, keeping it in proportion, noting the leaves are that size. I think a small tree is out of the question, so looking at these branches in here, looking for the best taper, the best movement to make the tree the most interesting. Got some dieback here, however, got some buds here. Now, been studying this tree for a little while, trying to make the best decision for it. I think I've come up with a solution. So I originally planned to do something really dramatic with this branch, but again, the leaf size has made me question that. And it would have been one funky tree. It's fairly flexible, I could have bent it. But I think I might make it a little bit taller. Massive. As it stands, it's probably 1.5 feet tall. Just picking out the best branches to go with. Now I'm thinking this one is just getting too long. This one here. Let me go back a bit. It just goes out, gradually tapers off, but extends straight from here. So I think I'm going to remove that, reduce the tree, but using this branch, if you can see that. And then same again, remove the straight branch and then continue on using this branch here, which actually brings it back over itself naturally. I haven't done anything else to this tree other than bang it in this pot. I did chop a branch. This branch here, I definitely don't need it. Okay, reducing that down. I might leave it as a stub. No doubt it'll bud. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this. Just choosing the right branches. Now, I'm sure some people out there would have possibly kept that branch, but I'm liking this movement back here. So coming up, bending, and I'll trim that up. Oh, it's fairly strong. Okay. All right. So now you can see that movement. The other way branch. Coming up, slight bend, and then kicks back to the left. Now deciding on which branches to keep from here. I don't want to. The tree's still the same height. Now I could wire the branches down, but I still want to keep a tree manageable in size. There we go. Let's have a look at that. Oh, the sun's come out. Now that has reduced it by about half the size. Now this is my preferred front too. It's got the nicest movement coming out of that base. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but this is how it was in the bathtub. Comes up, back on itself. Need to work out what's going to be the new leader. I'm thinking that one. This one. I've got a few to choose from. So I'm trying to taper down the branch in the size of the trunk. Smaller and smaller and smaller. Alright, I'm just going to trim up a few of these branches here. Trim them back. This is where I'm at. So following that trunk line, it's obviously a bit better to see it now. Comes up, bends, comes back on itself. I'll remove that. Might keep this one. Movement, then comes forward again, actually back towards me, which is good. And I've reduced it back. You can see the buds coming there, and there. I'm trying to take away where there's too many branches, reduced it back to 2. Bifurcating is a buzzword. Bifurcation. Now looking at the apex of the tree. Now it comes up, and now I'm considering keeping this as my apex. There, that could be a new apex, or it could be a branch. I might reduce it back so I get lots of back budding. I do like the way this comes back at me, but just at the top here, just comes back, so it works its way back almost over the top of the base, but slightly forward. Alright, what I'm going to do, I'm going to reduce this branch back, try and get some buds, try and get it to grow. At the moment it's out of proportion. Alright, I'll do that. That's it for the update for this tree at this point in time. I'm just going to let it grow, let these buds swell and grow out into new branches, and then see what I've got, and then I'll provide you with an update after that.